Peace. This is Spiritual Lifting with V. Today's topic is seeds. Let me make my next move my best move. We have to look at what we're implanting in our minds first. When we wake up, are we smiling? Are we thanking the universe, the heavens above, God, the creator, the soul controller, for allowing our eyes to open because we just didn't appear in our dreams and shake ourselves and say it's time to get up? Are we just happy for that fact to be for the day that we're actually here? Every time that we're faced with a challenge of some sort, are we taking that challenge on in a joyful manner and happy to have a new experience of any kind? When we're in a relationship, are we putting forth the proper intention and showing unconditional love and then trying to work towards unconditional love if we don't feel that at the time? When we're given what we're given in life, whether it's I don't have a lot of money, or I'm not living in the biggest house, but you have some money and you have a roof over your head, and I don't have the baddest car, but you have transportation to get to work, to make money, or get to wherever you want to get to congregate with whoever you congregate with. Are we really truly being thankful for those things? Because if we're planting a seed in our mind that it's not enough and I can't be happy unless I have this or that, right? What are you really projecting and telling yourself? That you're not good enough, first off. And this is a very bad seed to plant. That's going to bear nothing but negative and rotten fruit. We have to start by knowing that whatever the situation is, wherever we're at, I'm thankful to be here, because if I'm here, I can go further. No one starts at the top. Nothing starts at the top. You have to grow. You have to earn your way up in the ranks in life. The type of people are you around? Or do they have negativity constantly happening to them? Or are they constantly circling around with negative intent, revenge, anger, depression, hatefulness, scornfulness, can never think about anything ever good happening in their life or that has ever happened to them, even though they're breathing and living and they woke for another day? Which, how much happier should you be? Because the beauty starts there. The opportunity starts there. Doubtfulness, a completely negative seed. Self-faith, and I talked about this before, if you walking through the world with a doubtful attitude, you are planting so many negative seeds inside your brain that how are you ever going to accomplish or get to where you want to get to, or be able to feel unconditional love, or be able to feel like you can get to the ultimate goal, whatever that is for you? It's going to be very hard and potentially an impossibility until you break that cycle. A friend of mine as a child had told me once, through sports, when we were facing something difficult, he said, man, you got to learn to face the adversities in life. You have to learn to face the adversities. And I carried that with me my entire life, because I've faced a lot of adversities in life. And that was some of the most intelligent shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Because there are numerous adversities on a constant basis. I don't care if you're riding on cloud 9. They're going to come. The law of the universe, positive attracts negative. You go and get some adversities. It's these little challenges, though, that when we plant these seeds that I can overcome this and I can accomplish this, and I'm here in the moment and I'm going to strive for all that I can. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win, but why begin with planting the seed of I can't do it, it won't happen, I never win? Well, you never win because you've already planted that seed. Look at the things that we're saying. Look at the way that we're using our language. Start with positive language towards oneself. Start with positive outlook towards the world. We all ain't gonna be billionaires. We all ain't gonna be millionaires. Shit, some of us ain't gonna never be thousandaires. But is it the money? Is it the cars? Is it the houses? Is it the material that makes you? Because that kind of thinking is planting negative seeds. Let's start within ourselves and saying, I love myself. I love me. Building on unconditional love. When you start building on unconditional love, then you can start to plant the seeds that will bloom beautiful flowers. It's hard to do that when the mind setting is negative, doubtful, and fearful, which all those things start leading to each other. We want to remove ourselves from those crowds that potentially help to plant negative seeds. We don't need a bunch of negative farmers in the field dropping in negative seeds. Because if they ain't never got anything positive to say, if they never wake up in a happy mood, if there's never a smile on their face, it's only complaint after complaint after complaint, do you really think that you should be in that field? Nothing worse than waking in the morning and then hearing nothing but complaints left and right. Guess what? Because when that happens, or thinking negatively, oh, I wish I wouldn't have got up today. Well, I mean, that alone, you've already planted that negative seed for that day to go wrong. And then at the end of the day, sure, many people heard this. This was the worst day ever. The day started like this from the moment I woke up. Instead of them saying, when I woke up, I was so happy to be alive and awake. Thank you, universe, for waking me today. Because it's such a beautiful thing. I can breathe. I can see. I can walk. I have the use of my hands, my feet, my toes. And even if I didn't, I just woke and was breathing and cognitive. Man, such a beautiful day. Thank your body. Thank your heart. Thank your organs. Thank the right and the left hemisphere of your brain. Thank all the cells in your body that you're here. Thank the trees, the flowers, the plants. Thank the water that you drink. Thank the shower. Thank the ground that you stand on. This is how you can really plant some positive seeds. It's all in accordance with each other. Let's not look into negative life building and unharmonious things. You can't stay in the past even if your life was negative. By dwelling on the past and realizing you can't bring it back, so it's essentially really never happened because it's a fleeting moment, it's gone. You dwell in that, in those negative fields. And believe me, I've been a culprit of this in the past with my own self. And it's a constantly working thing to let those things go and realize this is my life now. That's the only way we can stop planting negative seeds. Because you yesterday doesn't mean that's you today. You yesterday could have been a completely negative person, feeling like you're lost, feeling like nothing's ever going to happen, feeling like the doors are closing in and the walls are falling down on you, and maybe you were a negative person doing some negative things in the past. But guess what? Every day is an opportunity to change that and start planting positive seeds instead of negative seeds. But again, it starts with being thankful to be awake and to have arisen today to the grand rising of the sun, whether you see it or not. Having love for yourself, having confidence that today No matter what happened yesterday, it's going to be a better day than it was yesterday. That I'm going to start removing these negative forces that may be within my circle. It may be hard. People may wonder why I'm not conversating with them anymore, or uh, being around them, or coming by, or wanting to call or talk. And this just goes for anybody. This is how people are going to think when this thing stops. But it's, I need positive seeds being planted for me because I want to have positive growth. And when I'm saying this is what you should be saying. There shouldn't be any guilt with not wanting to have negative seeds being planted in your life. People, we must strive to be better and strive to constantly plant positive seeds in our own mind. Because if we don't start with planting positive seeds in our own mind, and we continue to seek out negative seeds and put in negative and fearful and doubtful seeds in our minds, and be around negative and doubtful people who don't want to rise to a higher spiritual state, it's going to be difficult. We got to learn to start living a good spiritual life. That should be the basis, the start of everything. All your wants and desires will happen when you live a good spiritual life, and you start with that seed first. Because by planting that seed in your life, in your mind, that one right there is the super powerful seed. Because when you're striving for that, you can't put yourself into negative places because you're going to be aware and recognize it. You can't put yourself in negative positions because guess what? You're going to be aware and recognize it. Because living that type of life means that you're going to be in all the places that you need to be. You're going to go to bed on time. You're going to wake up early. You're going to wake up smiling. You're going to be thankful. It starts there with having gratitude and being thankful just for living. And then having gratitude that you got something to eat today, that you maybe, even if it was 50 cents, you had that to spend. Gratitude. Wow, I had that bar of soap. I was able to wash up. Wow, I got to drink some water. Thank you, water. Thank you, food. Sometimes our focus can be off and wrong. It's not the material. The material comes, but it only comes through a proper handling of our spirits. So let's start by wanting a good spiritual life and avoiding negative farmers that are in the field planting rotten seeds and fruit that won't grow. We have to want what we need, and what we need is to be at a higher spiritual place. And when we start moving ourselves to a higher spiritual place in honesty, you can't just fake the funk. You can't fake the funk because it's not going to get you anywhere, and everywhere you need to be is at a higher state, in a place of gratitude on a daily basis for whatever it is you have. Hug yourself. And sounds strange, but stand in the mirror, look at yourself, take your arms, wrap them around your body, and give yourself a hug. Don't wait for others to hug you, and tell yourself, self, I love you. Thank you for my organs. Thank you for my bones. Thank you for my brain. Thank you, my cells. Thank you, heart. Thank you, kidneys and liver. Thank you, air. Thank you, water. Thank you, sky. Thank you, sun. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It will invoke a feeling of being in love, this gratitude state. Do it daily. Let's not continue to plant negative seeds in our minds and project those things out to each other. Let's really watch the way that we use our language. Let's not use negative terminologies anymore. Let's not use half-hearted terminologies. Believe on yourself. Have self-faith on yourself. It starts there. This subject matter has so many directions and so many ways it could go. But this is what I touched on so far for today. If it wasn't enough for you, please comment in the comment section. If you'd like me to go a little bit deeper into this subject matter of seeds, um, leave a message. I'm always down for correspondence. And if you want me to do a part 2 to this, I'm always willing to do a part 2. Let me know, and I surely will get something together. The children are what's most important. You always got to put them first and have love for the children. Remember, they are the future and we are the past, but at one point we were the past. Let's grow today, people. Let's move past the negative seeds that we are implanting in our own mind and move forward to start planting positive seeds in our mind. So it gets us into positive surroundings around positive people who are trying to do positive things and who are trying to increase their knowledge in their life and get somewhere better. So we're not misled or misleading. Let's not fake the funk, y'all. This has been Spiritual Lifting with V. Let me get your soul swole.